Happy Sunday, all. NFL Sunday. Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of cool to have a couple golden ears come over here. The video is shorter than I would have liked. I mean, they didn't get to say that much, but those fellas have been down the road like a lot of you have that watch me. You know, they're both 65, 66, audiophiles from a very young age, seen multiple equipment. So those were the type of people that I wanted to come over to view and listen to the bel canto. Of course, anyways, I did a section and a few volumes on small stand mounts, so I'm going to venture out into bigger stand mounts now. I've always been a fan. I mean, I still have a tiny pair of DIWs in the TV room there, so I'll always have a warm place in my heart for those designs. So these are going to be on the larger size of what I've experienced here, giving closer to a full range sound. Of course, the bass is going to be subterranean, but some of them surprised, that's for sure, when it comes to the scale and just the slam they can produce for such small little boxes, right? The first one, you know, I'm an aesthetics guy, and there's, again, as we all know, there's just hundreds of designs out there. There's new companies coming out every month, you know. So, you know, Elac's a company that have been around for a very, very long time. What people don't know is there's two divisions, right? There's the North American division that was designed by, we all know his name. He's moved on now. And then there's the actual German division, which is where the reference stuff comes from. Okay, so when I saw that the new Velas were going to come out with a stand mount, which is basically the new version of the little 403, which was more of just a square design, but it always had those feet on the bottom with the space for the bottom porting. So when I saw pictures of those Vela BS 403s, which again are really expensive, they were so much more in Canada to buy in the United States when they came out. I think they were like $2,000 American. And they were wanting close to $5,000 in Canada to get those little guys. And just when I saw the look and how compact they were, like they're pretty small speakers. I mean, but everything's proprietary. Their own drivers, their own tweeters. These ones are actually made in Norway, but they are the European division of Elac. Andrew Jones he never had anything to do with these designs. This is different. He helped out with more of the budget offerings. So, you know, I was able to land a pair of those at a really, really good price. Aesthetically and build quality, they looked like Ferraris. And of course I chose the black because I didn't like the way the other finishes looked. They were all, they just didn't do it for me. But again, they had it was almost like a sled port at the back. The bottom of the speaker was this cast metal chunk, which has an opening. You can see in the picture at the beginning. Obviously, I don't have them here anymore. But it allowed for better placement in the room, right? And I forget the power, the sound was just unbelievably big, and the bass coming from these little guys, right, was just, anyone who's a bass lover and they don't have a sub to add, like these things, they were very impressive in that regard, right? And they're very, very, very smooth sounding. But unfortunately, for me, I like a little bit of sparkle on the top, like a little bit of liveliness, and that ribbon tweeter, for whatever reason, it was just kind of dead. Like it left me wanting more from the music, and that feeling can happen right away. And once it does, you can try to talk yourself into it. Oh, I'm going to learn to love that sound. And to me, it was just, that's all I can really explain, the feeling. It left me wanting more. Like it just seemed so reserved, and the soundstage and everything way in the back, and just kind of like a blanket over the speakers. I don't know why they chose that tune or tuning or what have you. It's too bad because, I mean, it's one of the most gorgeous speakers I have ever seen visually, like, and a very compact, beautiful design, right? The honeycomb driver, I forget the technology they use, but they're very stiff. Those did need some time to start moving, and they're not big. They're like maybe a 4.5, 5 inch driver, just producing a real wallop of a sound, So the Elac BS 403, again, the brand, it's a real tough sell on the used market for whatever reason. Luckily I didn't suffer because of the price I did get them at, but if you want ultra smooth sound, I call it almost, I don't know. It's just a dull, kind of dark mid-range and top end. It's just, I don't know. That's just the tuning, I guess. But they didn't last long here. I kept waking up saying, oh man, I'm going to learn to love this sound. But you know what? In life, usually our first feeling is the right feeling. When it comes to anything we buy, if there's any kind of buyer's remorse, you're not going to be able to get it out of your mind. That's for me anyways. Yeah, it's too bad. This is going to be the first one that's going to be part of my volumes here. I'm going to do a few volumes of larger stand mounts that I've had. It's too bad. Like I say, they looked like an Italian sports car. Absolutely gorgeous. Built like a tank. Beautifully built. A lot went into that new design. It's just they failed for me in the top end and the mid-range. Some may like that sound though, right? For me, I like a sparkle. I like liveliness and life to the music. And I just was not able to get it there with multiple amps. I can't remember the exact amps at the time, but I've had so many, right? And up to some pretty costly stuff. So I just feel that there is no limit to what one person can or needs to spend to build a very good system, because there's lots of people with tons of experience that have built systems that are very costly. There's no, you can build great systems from $5,000 on the used market, like a whole system, simple system with one source. You can just keep going up the ladder. So I just play in a certain depth of the pool where I'm able to afford a nice system, and it really doesn't affect me. I don't poo-poo on anyone else that plays in a deeper end of the pool because they can. It's their problem if it's got them in arrears. I've already shared on what, that's unfortunate. That means they're just in over their head. And that's up to themselves to get out. But like I say, I don't poo-poo on anybody that can afford nice stuff and has experience and can build a really nice system. They're just playing in a different depth of the pool, so to speak, right? So anyways, that's going to be the first speaker in the series here. I'll try to pull off one of these every day for you all. So take care. Elac, oh yeah, like and subscribe. Enjoy the weekend. Like and subscribe.